asked. Right?
Now, is that your phone or is that Dave's?
Oh, that's not my
more
phone.
American. Dave, your phone?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. All right, so yeah, you got your paddle shifters there. We won't probably need them for your section. I think your section's mainly uphill and flat.
Okay.
So once your foot's on the brake, just turn over into drive. And then parking brake will release automatically. You're good to go.
Okay.
Watch that water.
So Google glasses, that's
Yes.
what those guys are? Nice.
Yeah,
For someone who's actually seen them in person.
They're really, really good for capturing this kind of stuff. Like,
Yep.
I can see everything.
So what's the idea behind those? Is it kind of more of a video recording device?
Yeah, more video recording, but like you've got access to your phone. So like, you know, when you want to quickly check your time, or you've got an email or an SMS, you can just have it there in front of you. Video recording and stuff like that, you can have on the spot kind of recording. Like, I've got 2 daughters, and like I'll go on my trampoline with my daughter, and it's cool to capture that content because I'm not going to necessarily grab my phone. Oh, yep, but I can do this and, you know, hands free, so I can reply to people with it.
Right.
If someone sends me a text message, I can do voice to text, so I can be like, yeah, I'll be home in 15 minutes, and it'll send off for me.
Wow, that's pretty. Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it. My brother-in-law, he's the youngest out of the family is 7. He's a huge tech freak, and so he's always coming with something new and talking about what the latest and greatest. And you know, it's funny, I mean, you guys are in the industry, right? So it's
you have
every now and then
this group is pretty much the top tier 1 press for tech in the entire world.
Okay, so you guys are a press.
Yeah,
So
well,
many
websites.
It's an editor's day for our company. So
I wasn't quite sure exactly.
Yeah,
I thought maybe you made products, but you guys actually
That guy in the green shirt, he kind of does.
For the company that makes the products, and these guys are our special guests. So we do what's called an editor's day, where we show our new technology before it's released.
They make it and we play with it.
Exactly.
So Google Glass is not out. Or is it?
No, this is like
this is a prototype, or
like they do an Explorer edition. It's out now in the last week, about 5 days ago they released it.
Really?
Yeah, you can buy it from the Play Store now, like the Nexus devices.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's still 1,500.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus.
it's expensive.
Yeah.
and that probably won't stay.
I think when they retail it, it'll be
Look at all the water you're losing.
it'll be under $400.
Okay, nice.
That was bad.
The problem
So-
is it's been already
No
banned,
Jenna
so-
Jameson for you.
So let me ask you guys. You guys are the pros, right? When it comes to what's latest and greatest and what's going on. I am a huge Apple fan.
I knew that question was coming.
I have everything Apple, right?
You're gonna get some judgment.
But I'm super behind on the phone because I'm poor. So, but I am waiting for the 6 or the 6 Plus. I don't know which one I'm going to go with.
Yep.
And I can't see myself straying away from it. Now, to your guys' knowledge, because obviously they just announced it, is there a big difference between the 2 phones? Because that is my.
If you go 5S,
I have a 4.
So then yes. If you go 5S to a 6, the resolution is the same. It's a bigger screen, so it's the same pixel density on the screen. Everything else, right?
Yep.
Everything else is pretty much identical. If you go to 6 Plus, full HD screen, the pixel density is much higher. But other than that, there's no extra like functions. Like
It's about 100 megahertz faster too, right?
yeah, 4% faster, and this is where the water's all going to go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the goal here, as much as you can without putting the car into the bushes, right? You try to keep a flat line. Kind of like what I did with going through the little demo drive there. The less holes you go into, the flatter the car stays. But obviously you have bush and terrain and rocks and stuff to deal with. So it's a fine balance of adjusting a little bit.
A great job.
You know,
you're doing
but
good.
what's really nice is you took it nice and slow into that hole. You didn't slam the car down into
because
it.
the water would have just
It's gonna jerk like that.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget the back end.
So I think that sounds like a big seller then, because what my biggest issue was, how big is 6 Plus?
Well,
5.5. So you know the Galaxy Note. Like you got Samsung Galaxy S4, S5.
About like that.
You want the Galaxy Note?
Yeah,
This is a 5-inch screen. So
That's a 5-inch, so another 0.5.
But the iPhone 6 is a little bit smaller than that.
That's
iPhone
the
6 is
M8.
4.7.
This is bigger. Yeah, that's
That's going to be about the size.
That's probably closer to 5.5. I think
Yeah.
that's 5.7, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you have a mini tablet.
6, I think.
Yeah, they call it a phablet.
What Apple are pretty much going for the 6S is going to cannibalize their iPad sales because people aren't going to go for an iPad anymore because now they've got a device that is
Right.
much closer in screen size, but a
Yeah,
phone
But a phone, right?
where
the
you're not going to
regular
really.
iPad's going to go away. The mini might stick around. You
I
think?
think the iPad Mini will disappear
Because it's so close
because
to the phone size.
yeah, but iPad will.
I guess that
the
makes
iPad will
sense.
stay.
So I wonder why. Do you think now, in your guys' opinion, do you think the mini was just to hold people over until the 6
Yes,
Plus came
because
out
Android
to capture that size?
Android were all their tablets were going 7 and 8 inch, and they had nothing.
And the Nexus 7 was like one of the best-selling devices ever.
Am I going left?
Yep, going left. Yep. And then as you exit here, which is pretty soon, you're going to then be going right. There you go. Good line choice. See how he kept it a little bit flatter? Yeah, he's spilling some water, but he's not going to spill as much because he's got a big side tilt
That's right.
over here on the left. So he's going to come down into the hole, try to even it out, and then make that turn. So, funny question, watch for the cone here with the rocks in it. There we go. Perfect. So, question for you, Dave.
Yep.
Ex-cop. Okay?
Yeah.
How'd you get into this?
Well, I've always been to computers, but I had a sexual assault involving a 12-year-old girl that really fucked in my head.
Oh.
And the justice system failed.
Yeah.
And I arrested him. It was the first time I almost shot somebody. I got swarmed by the family.
Oh, wow.
Basically, I got a 911 call came in for basically a domestic. So I was en route, and there was a lot of stuff going on in the background. Dispatch was trying to figure out what was wrong. And I was in an area by myself. My closest backup was 45 minutes away. So as I got there, they said, yeah, we think we possibly have a 1083, but we're not 100% sure. Just use caution when you get there. So I got there, and the mom comes out, and she's flipping hysterical. But she's got her daughter's covered in blood, and she's black and blue because the guy hit her and stuff. So I find out really quickly, like they're saying this guy sexually assaulted her, and he's trying to leave, family's trying to stop him. So I get a hold of him, and he starts fighting me, so I throw him on the ground, I get cuffs onto him, I get him in the SUV, and all hell broke loose. Beer bottles, rocks, everything started hitting. I had a guy with a flipping 2x4 coming at me, and he was about the distance from you and I, and I had my gun right at his head. I said, you take another step, we'll blow your fucking head off. Yeah. And he finally stopped, and some family members came in, but he wanted to kill me. He wanted to kill me to get to him.
Wow.
To
And get to the guy in the back of the SUV.
Wow.
But they knocked out. Come a little left. You have a tree there. There you go. Good. Yeah, the only window that wasn't smashed was my rear windshield, or the rear window in the back. Every other windshield was smashed in the vehicle. I had dents in the flipping SUV. It caused about $13,000 in damage to it, and I was able to get out. My backup was doing basically between 180 and 200 kilometers an hour to get to me, and they were still 20 minutes away.
Jeez.
It was,
and this all because they wanted to kill this guy.
They wanted to kill this guy for raping their niece or their cousin or whatever. It was an Indian native party at a house, and there was about 150 people there.
You mean like a native?
And this, like just Canadian,
Native American, Native Canadians.
Yeah. So they had this party, and I guess this guy went into the room where the girl was sleeping and attacked her, and then basically all hell broke loose.
How old was she? 12.
What's that?
How old was she?
12 years old.
It's disgusting.
So I arrested him, took him back to cells.
Left.
I
And
got
stop
him
at the
in
checkpoint.
cells. I went home at...
You can actually pull just past it, would be fine.
I went home at 9:30 in the morning. I came back on shift at 6 o'clock. He had bonded out. The judge released him on bail at noon. From the time from noon till 7 o'clock at night till I got on shift, he was driving up and down the street of the people's house, honking his horn, threatening them, and every time we'd respond, he'd disappear. And it just messed with my head. I had my own 2 kids at the time, and I told my wife that. So I took a military contract as an IT guy for a buddy, and I did that for a year, and then moved to where I'm at now. Now I'm a full-time computer guy, and I do the websites.
That's crazy.
So, yeah,
You want to go next?
Who's up next? Here, I'll get on.